travelers, I'm Wheelchair Jimmy and I'm rolling through Bryce Canyon National Park today, and it is a spectacular sight. We drove here from Phoenix after first visiting Zion National Park. Bryce is located in southern Utah, about a 9-hour drive from Phoenix, a 4-hour drive from Las Vegas, or 4.5 hours north of the Grand Canyon, and about 1.5 hours from Zion. Bryce Canyon National Park is a sprawling reserve and known for its crimson-colored hoodoos, which are spire-shaped rock formations. The park has 4 main lookout points, but if you're traveling in a wheelchair, stop at Sunset Point, park your vehicle, and take the hard surface trail between Sunset Point and Sunrise Point. Most of the park facilities, they were constructed between 1930 and 1960, and only some have been upgraded for wheelchair accessibility. It's still old and rustic. And because of the park's natural terrain, only the 1/2 mile section of the rim trail between Sunset and Sunrise Points is wheelchair accessible. The views up here at over 8,000 feet are breathtaking, and you'll see many of the canyon hoodoos. At Bryce, you're actually looking down into the canyon versus Zion, where you're looking up into the canyon. And at Sunset Point, there is plenty of accessible parking and an accessible public restroom. Old, but accessible. If you visit the visitor center, there are 2 moderately sloping ramps that lead into the center. The auditorium is wheelchair accessible, and the restrooms have accessible stalls. Regarding hotels, we stayed at the Best Western Plus Bryce Canyon Grand Hotel. Long name. This is a huge property. It's relatively new. It's got 180 total rooms, 8 wheelchair accessible rooms, and 4 roll-in showers. The only room available for us was the accessible suite, which was really spacious, the bathroom as well, and I'd highly recommend this property, although the suite was a bit expensive. The property is set back about 1/4 mile or more from the town, so I drove to the dinner restaurant while my wife walked it. As a side note, don't confuse this Best Western Grand Hotel property with the Best Western Plus Ruby Inn, which is located across the street. The Ruby Inn property is much older. That's where we ate dinner. Not my favorite. If you're considering the Bryce Canyon Lodge, I was told the Sunrise unit was designed to be wheelchair accessible, but the entire lodge, a somewhat steep ramp into the lodge, and the nearby cabins were small, old, and frankly didn't look appealing or accessible. I would not recommend this. And the other Bryce motels located outside the park really looked old with questionable accessibility. The Best Western Bryce Grand Hotel is clearly the best option here. And regarding the town of Bryce, well, it's old, a bit desolate, and at least in my opinion, not worth the time to explore. Overall, Bryce Canyon is a must-see if you're traveling to this part of the country, but 2 to 4 hours is plenty of time if you're traveling in a wheelchair. Able-bodied people can hike down into the deep canyons, but wheelchair travelers are limited to the main lookout points and that small stretch along the rim trail. Roll on, travelers!